Hey everyone, welcome to my Florida butterfly garden. I live in zone 10A. My entire backyard has been designed for the butterfly life cycle to support all parts of it. And I've been doing a lot of work in this garden, and I've redesigned my walkways, and we're going to take a walk through and go see it all. We're starting out in the back corner by my little tropical garden and our garden chairs. So back here, everything's pretty much the same, but this walkway here used to be cut off, and now we can walk all the way down it, which we're going to do in just a minute. But first I want to walk down the front loop because I took out more of the border grass and put fence posts down, and I absolutely love how it looks. And I also did a lot of work in my Florida Native Wetland garden. I dug out a bunch of those narrow leaf sunflowers and I stuck them in the pond that's out in front of our house so they can live happily there. And that made room for my new little, dragon beard. There's some sweet scent I planted in there. And this right here is a water willow that doesn't look too happy because it wasn't in a wetland setting. It should really like it here. We'll see how it does. I think it prefers a little bit more shade, but the way the taller plants are behind it, they will help give it a little bit more shade protection. The Elliott's asters are blooming. You can see the bees are loving it. And I put a trellis in. That trellis used to be, I'm going to slowly pan, right back there. And it was hidden and out of the way. I'm like, that's such a pretty trellis. Look at these zinnias right here. I love them. I need to get it out in the open. And the reason why I wanted it in this spot is because this little section right here gets good morning sun. And that's what my Aristolochia tomentosa needs. And there are 4 little Aristolochia tomentosa, the Florida Native Pipevine plants that I planted at the base of this. So I really hope they'll grow up and fill in this. They'll get morning sun, but they'll get afternoon shade, which is what they would probably prefer here in Central Florida because they're out of their zone a little bit too far south to thrive like they should, and they won't do well in the afternoon heat. So I've been watching this little spot, and I think it's gonna work for them. On either side of it, this is a wetland planter. It's just got a bunch of sweet scent planted in it. And then over here is my lignum vitae tree. Very slow growing tree. But it was also back beside this trellis where you never see it, and it just needed to come out and be seen. So I really need to get more of the native pipevine growing, and let me tell you why. Yeah, in my last video I said that the Aristolochia elegans was not one of the ones that is harmful to the Pipevine Swallowtail, and that was inaccurate. It actually is. But it's really bizarre because there were sites that you would think were credible that said it wasn't. But there were also more sites that said it was. And I'm certain, 94% certain, that mine is that variety because I found a picture of the flower that I took last spring. And I sent that, or I put it on my iNaturalist app, and it came back with 94% that it was, in fact, Aristolochia elegans, aka Aristolochia littoralis, aka calico flower. So I just want to let you know that. I went in and I added some disclaimers in the pinned comment on that and in the description to let people know. So anyway, there's that. So now my goal is to get more of the tomentosa actually in the ground and growing in my garden. So there's going to be more popping up. I have plans you'll see in future videos. I've ordered some more trellises and I just have to wait for them to get here. All right, let's get back to the tour. So looking down here, this fence post and that fence post used to be really heavy, dense, thick border grass, like what's on the other side. But having it on both sides made the walkway very crowded and made this garden space seem crowded. And oh my gosh, y'all, I love how it looks now. And look at how much my swamp twin flower, is that what that is? Yes. Has grown in. This is a host plant too. The common buckeye, which I don't commonly see in my garden, but now that it's more out in the open and not buried under that hedge of border grass, you know, maybe the common buckeye will find it and show up in my garden. I've also got some zinnias and Mexican sunflowers planted in here. And well, you'll see what's going on the back side of that when we walk through there. And then, oh my goodness. So this too, you saw, I think in the last video, I already had that fence post there, but I went ahead and planted some more natives in front of my hammock snakeroot and starry rosinweed. And I also moved this planter that has Orangium integrifolium and Bacopa moneri in it. And the Bacopa moneri is a host plant to the white peacock. That's this little one coming in here. These are both aquatic living plants. And it used to be right back there, but I moved it up here. And it's kind of cool because I like adding some of the wetland Florida native plants into my Florida Native Wildflower garden, and you'll see there's more. That's not the only one that ended up here. And then along the front, I've got some, I just absolutely love this. Look at this. It's beautiful. There's some Elliot's aster back there again. The bees are loving it. Look, there's one up here too. Cute little bumblebees. But down below this, I put in a row of Stokes aster. Remember the ones that I bought? I told you I couldn't resist because they had so many flower buds on them. So hopefully those will clump out and fill in across the front there. And I have a little trellis there holding the starry rosinweed back so it can have some space. And this incredible hammock snakeroot. I also have this potted kunti here, which I kind of like there. I don't think I'm going to plant it there. I might just leave it in the pot. I'm not sure, but I like it. And then there's a whole cluster of lyre leaf sage down in here. So I think this garden is just getting more and more spectacular. And I love it. And then there's some elephant's foot. And yeah, let's go ahead and walk through here and I will show you. There's some little lyre leaf sages coming up. I can dig up and move. So then we come back here, and then down here, I have this giant ironweed. I'm debating on leaving it in the pot to move it in and out when it's blooming, or just going ahead and planting it in here. The ovate leaf plantain is, you know, still kind of cool there. So I haven't trimmed it back yet, but it keeps falling over. And I keep coming up with more creative things to hold it up. Now it's got that big red stake holding it up. This, who is this? I forget who you are, but this looks like it's getting ready to go dormant. My Georgia asters are going to seed, which I'm just letting them go. And I hope a bunch of seed comes up. I hope a bunch of them grow up. And then this is the other planter I moved in here. You see it's really wet. So definitely serving its purpose as a wetland planter. But this is the one that I planted and had behind the raised bed over there. And this has a button bush and Florida iris, maybe, and an Orangium integrifolium. And I'm also got some Bacopa moneri started in there for the white peacock. It'll fill in that whole top area, kind of like it has around the bend right here in this planter. And then right here is my little unknown aster. It's blooming again. So, isn't it cute? All right, so we're going to go and head back the way we came from because I want to walk the full open loop so you can see how open it is. And my purpose for doing this is I shared this with my members and my last members garden tour video, which oh look, zebra longwing. If you're not a member, I post monthly garden tour videos there that are really long. We just go through everything and I share what I'm thinking about doing. And the reason I wanted to do this is so I could come out here and get my steps in and just walk a loop. And now I can do that. So information about joining my channel membership is in the description. I would absolutely love to have you there. Absolutely love it if you would join. It's very reasonably priced. You can just tap the link. So here's the new section that is open. This used to be all closed and overgrown, and those 2 pots of wetland, Florida Native Wildflower plants were sitting in here. And so now they're moved over into the Florida Native Wildflower garden. And look, I do have to trim my split leaf right there. But look, I can walk straight through and then I can either go through there, which is where we just were, or turn and come down here by the shade garden. Look at that beauty berry. I've seen the birds in here. They're starting to eat the berries. Look, you can see right there, they've all been munched. And they're very noisy when they're in here going at the berries. It's so cute. And anyway, I can come down here and then I can walk all the way down to the patio. I moved the bench right here. It used to be down there. I actually love it here. I can come out and do step-ups on it. And then I could come and walk all the way back through down here. And I love it. Now I can go and get my steps in, do a loop, put my headphones on, and walk with the butterflies and the beautiful native plants. Isn't that fabulous? And I just love how it has really opened up the whole garden. It doesn't feel overgrown, overcrowded. I like having the trellis right there as an eye-catching piece. And it's a cloudy day today, so the lighting's not the best to see the garden, but the birds are beautiful. And let me show you something else I did up here with my corky stem. Ringo, are you eating my snow square stem? I did I did something with my hanging baskets. They were in those brown ones that fall apart. Remember I was showing you those and how I was kind of annoyed with having to replace them so much because they're like straw. So I just stuck the whole plant with the straw bottom because it was stuck to it. Look, you can see this. You can see the straw sticking out like my eyeshadow swatches. So anyway, I just stuck the whole thing in these pots. So now I have the two corky stems here. And then I pulled out my Passiflora Palens, which is right there. And so it's like a whole little Passiflora planting. Except why did I pick the basket that has the white stain on the bottom of it? I don't know. But I'm hoping that that corky stem will grow all over and vine around those, and so we won't see it, hopefully. And I put this right here, kind of by the pentas garden, which, oh my gosh, these red pentas are just, man, y'all keep deadheading and deadheading them, and you will just, look at this. You will have constant blooms like this. Okay, let's move on to chat about some caterpillars because y'all, I have some stories. So I was back here because my twine vine is all growing in here. So I've been collecting cuttings of it and putting it in the jars to feed my queens and my monarchs. And while I was looking up under one of my papaya leaves, there was a huge caterpillar. So I, of course, took it in and I've ID'd it and we're going to go see it. It's not the cutest caterpillar, but it's a really cool moth. Look at me, I'm here looking. I need to go check all my papayas now because I wonder if there's more. This is a host plant to this particular moth. And here's me, butterfly gardener, knowing my host plants, not even realizing that my papaya was a host plant to this particular type of moth. So we're going to go see that. But before we go in, I want to show you what I've done with all my cuttings of the twine vine for the monarchs and queens. So back here in my work area, I just stuck them all in one of those, one of these. And the bottles fit in there perfect. And so I just keep adding more when I find more growing. And then I can just come out and grab this and take it in for them when they're ready for more. So I just think that's really cool. Put that one right in the middle. There. And this is back here in my work area because it's not the prettiest thing in the world. And these ones here are ones I already ate. And they will munch down these stems. So it does make a good alternate food source for them. I'm really trying to see if I can make the natives work. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to go see them too. Let's go in and see some adorableness. While we're here, this is all of my Florida Native Pipevine, Aristolochia tomentosa. Look how many of them I have. But they're also very small. So I do want to get a lot of these planted in the ground. And you'll see. Keep watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already so you can see how I'm going to work these into this butterfly garden. And also now would be a great time to tap the like button. Look at this incredible, oh, look at those butterflies. Look at this incredible Mexican sunflower. Like, this is such an attractor of butterflies because it's so tall. This is where the Pipevine Swallowtail that I posted pictures of came in on this, and a couple of the eastern tiger swallowtails came in for this. So I love it. It's just gorgeous too at this time of year. The butterflies I'm mostly seeing now are Gulf fritillaries and zebra longwings. I'm seeing some of the tiny ones like the Serenus blue and the Cassius blue, and I've seen a few hair streaks here and there, but it's really slowing down and I don't like it. And we got this ridiculous cold blast coming next week. We're gonna be in the 30s. It's only November. I don't like it, but let's go see some caterpillars. Okay, so here we are with the queens and the monarchs. I've got 4 bottles of the twine vine, which is a Florida native milkweed vine that you can use to feed queens and monarchs. Look how cute he is back there. I love them. And they're just all climbing around in here, munching away, living a life of safety where they're not going to be eaten by anything. In this enclosure, I have a few zebra longwing caterpillars and munching on passiflora incense. And here are the adorable ones munching on the Arsolochia elegans, which is toxic to Pipevine Swallowtail. So I'm just growing it in a protected way to feed these guys because these guys are voracious eaters. And then I'm going to get the Arsolochia tomentosa going more in the garden for the Pipevine Swallowtails. Look how cute he is over here getting ready to pupate. His chubby little self. I love them. There's a lot of them. It's that time of year, y'all, when these guys pupate. They're probably going to overwinter, and they'll have all these butterflies to release in the spring. It's going to be fabulous. And in here is the new guy. So I've got him situated in a mix of vermiculite and seed starter. So there's not organic material in there. And he can go down in there and pupate, because that's what they like to do. They like to bury. So he's all set for that. And he's not like the cutest little guy, but oh my gosh, the moths are incredible. So this is an alope sphinx moth caterpillar, and it hosts on papaya, which papaya leaf does well as a cutting. I was so grateful for that because I thought, what if it doesn't? I would just take them out and put them on another leaf. And I'm not sure like how big they get. Like he's my first one. I don't know if he's close to pupating. And there's his little tail. Oh my gosh, his little horn. So I'm so excited to have him here. And we live like in Florida. They're supposed to be in South Florida, is the northern part of their range. I'm in Central Florida, so I'm kind of surprised he's here because they're mostly like in Central America and the northern part of South America and just the very southern tropical parts of Florida. But he's here, so I'm so glad to have him, and I cannot wait to see him as a moth. They remind me of like the hummingbird moths. So this was a fabulous find in my garden. There's a little Gulf fritillary right here on my pink pentas. I wish this was sunnier weather for you all, especially when I did so much work on my garden. It definitely looks better in the Florida sunshine, but I filmed the day I upload, and it is what it is. It gives you guys a very realistic picture of what this garden is like throughout the year. And I like it that way. I like it to be very real. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you regularly watch, please take a moment and subscribe. If you watch on your TV where you can't tap the subscribe button, take a minute and just go on either the app on your phone or on your computer and log into your YouTube and subscribe. I'm getting closer and closer to 4,000 subscribers. Like, no, I can't even believe it. And anyway, I'd love a little boost to get going in that direction. So I really, really appreciate it if you would take a minute to do that. And also tap the like button. And I will see you in my next videos. And I hope you have a most fabulous weekend. And yeah, I'm just so ready for spring. I want it to be Christmas and then spring. All right, I'm gonna go edit this video and watch some Hallmark Christmas movies, and I'll see you tonight. Bye, everyone. Oh, look, I meant to show you when we were out here looking at my hanging basket. There's a couple little golf fritillary babies on my corky stem. Passion vine. Look how cute. Oh, there's more babies in the background. Oh my, we have lots of babies here. That's fabulous.